Let's go over 5 basic tips for Baptiste. This video is aimed at beginners, so let's jump into it. Baptiste has a 3-round burst primary, and his alternate fire shoots healing grenades. These grenades heal 50 in a 3-meter radius, and they also heal 70 on direct hit to an ally. They do not heal you at all. Also, if an ally is at full health, your healing grenade will travel right through them, as you see there. But if they do not have full health, it will collide with them. The healing grenade does not collide with enemies or do anything to them, and it also does not heal you. So you can see here it's going right through this enemy. One of the main things you want to get used to doing as Baptiste is healing your allies and shooting enemies. The fire rate on your alt fire is 0.9 seconds, which is enough time to shoot the ground, get an AOE heal, and start tracking enemies and start headshotting them with your hitscan weapon. The second tip has to do with your crouch jump. So your crouch jump, you hold down crouch, it charges, and then you can super jump. This thing is really good. You can climb surprisingly high with it. This is the height you can climb, which will get you on most elevated platforms. You also like hold it in for 2 seconds, like before it dissipates when you stand up. So if you crouch, and you charge it, you can actually run around for 2 seconds, and then it'll let you still jump, which is crazy. So like, for example, you could crouch, build it up, and then run around the corner and then jump. You can always do something like this, but you can also jump, like do like slight jumps, so you don't have to charge it all the way. So if you want to just jump onto something that's not as high up, you can do that. And another thing to note is if you just hold and crouch while you jump, it will increase your height just a little bit. So here is your jump height. It's like roughly to there. And then here's just me tapping it. So it increases your jump height from there to there for like where your head is. This can be useful for peeking over things. You can hold it in for like slight variations just to like get over little things and peek and shoot. But it can be useful, especially for escaping, for dueling. So your alt is kind of weird because it almost looks like a defensive barrier, but it's actually an offensive and healing scaling barrier. What it does is when you hit Q, it doesn't use it right away. And you can hit Q again to rotate it, or the alt button if you're playing on console. And you use primary fire to place, secondary fire to cancel. So you can basically go to place it, and then if you decide you don't want to, you don't have to. It doubles the damage and healing effects of all allied hit scan and projectiles. So if an ally shoots through this thing, they get double damage. And if a healer heals through it, they get double healing. Like it heals for twice as much. So a standard use of this would be either for spike healing, like in this case. You can see here it's spiking their health now. Or for picking an enemy, because it doubles your damage. The fourth tip deals with your primary fire. So your 3-round burst always kicks up in a set pattern, like an exact amount. And this effect is more noticeable the further you are away. So if you're right next to things, you usually can just shoot right at them and you don't need to compensate for recoil. But if you're pretty far away, let's say I'm going for like a headshot. So 2 of the shots hit and then 1 of them misses. You can actually drag down with your mouse or your controller's joystick and aim down slightly so that all shots land. Now you have to get used to doing this, and if you're going to play this character or main this character, I recommend getting used to doing this. And there also is a setting you can change under options, controls, change hero, Baptiste, and you can turn off recoil recovery aim compensation. This will allow you to compensate at range to get 150 damage headshots. So pretty useful to know. Okay, so we went over how to heal allies, how to deal damage. How do you heal yourself? So your first ability, Regenerative Burst, actually heals you. And what it does is it heals you and all allies within 10 meters, 50 health up front, and then 50 health over 5 seconds, so 10 health a second. However, if you or any of these allies happen to be below 50%, it heals for an upfront 50 more. So it heals for 100, and then heals over time. So the way it works is each target, like each affected ally, it just looks at their health and it'll just heal them based on whatever they're at. So for example, if this guy is below 50 and I heal him, he gets 100, but if he's above 50, he just gets 50. So it also heals you, and it's basically your only reliable self-heal aside from getting out of cover, or getting to cover and healing over time, or getting like a health pack or something. So just kind of save it for panic situations or for when you need to heal someone. The final and sixth bonus tip is the immortality field. So this thing can get focus fired down pretty quickly and destroyed by AoE damage if you're getting hit by AoE. But essentially, if you get to 20 health, it won't let you go below that. And you can also throw it at range. So if you are trying to save some allies, you can throw it at them. It has a little bit of an arc, kind of like a grenade. But you can throw it at allies under fire to prevent them from dying and then start focus healing them. And that's probably the best use for it. Or as a panic, you know, don't die button. Like, you know, you're getting focused by some enemies, you're out in the open for whatever reason, you can throw down the immortality field, hit your shift, crouch jump. The main thing you should be doing, honestly, is trying to use your crouch jump to reposition constantly and get good angles to heal. And then when you can, go for damage. So yeah, that's it for basic tips for Baptiste. Definitely play supports. We need more of them. I'm also a support main, so if you're wondering why I'm covering all the support characters first, the reason is I'm a support main. So yeah, thanks for checking this out. Definitely like and subscribe if you enjoyed this or found this useful. Drop a comment, let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one.